welcome once again. Today, it's a very special day for me. I've just spent a week playing Horizon Forbidden West for the PS5. I would have had it done a little bit sooner, but I fell ill a few days ago. I'm okay now. Thanks for asking. But no, it's all done. Platinum journey was fantastic. There were a couple of odd ones in there that really tested my patience, especially with the hunting, I'll say. But I think that's more down to the game. Okay, so we're just going to have a nice 10-15 minute video just going over my experience with it and what I thought, pros and cons, and obviously getting the journey to the platinum. So I hope you enjoyed. There's some gameplay footage on the screen for you now. It should be in 4K for you guys as of recording. So this is straight from my PS5 gameplay. So hopefully you'll enjoy. So let's get straight into it. So I'm not even going to bother with the story because I didn't. Okay, It's very, very rare for me to actually bother with story in games like this. All I'm fussed about is being in the world and what the world has to offer me. And starting out, there was a lot of platforming, and I thought, I'm not going to get into this. I don't know, I think there's too many button prompts, there's too many hold this, press this, trigger this, do that. And it didn't really grab me. I'll be honest, the first hour didn't grab me. And then all of a sudden, I think there's a part of the map, isn't there? It's like a small bit of the map, and then you move to the settlement, and then I can't remember what the quest is called, but all of a sudden the Forbidden West opens up to you, and then all of a sudden the game just got, definitely not a 10 out of 10, but we're talking 8, possibly a 9 out of 10 from there. Okay, really, really enjoyed this one. Let's talk about the things I enjoyed first. So let's go over the combat. Combat was fantastic. I can't really remember what the combat was like all the way back whenever Zero Dawn came out. Was that 2016? It was a very long time ago. It feels like a long time ago. But it feels that the combat was very snappy and very responsive. Yeah, it was just it was that's all I can say about it, really. It was what I enjoyed it. I really did. It got a bit difficult towards the end game. I will give it that. I got thrown about so much, and even one of my I actually had to actually farm one of my last trophies, and I had to bounce between Thunderjaw sites, and yeah, I got battered around so much. But the camera movement was great. You can see some of my gameplay here. Really snappy controls, very responsive controls as well. So very, very, very impressed with that, especially with the DualSense 5 controller. Although the haptic feedback I don't think was used enough. I don't know. I just feel that at some points it could have been used more effectively. The only times I really got a rumble of the controller was where I was I think I was using that chain thing. I can't remember what it was called. Button prompt is hold L2, press R1, I believe, on certain bits, and it pulls thing out. So I can't remember what the bloody thing was called. But that had a rumble, and obviously prying doors up, and I think only gave me a rumble. But I can't even remember anything during combat. But combat aside, there was a couple of other issues I had I may as well go over this bit while I'm talking about the combat. When I was doing one of the trophies, one of the hunting trophies, I think it was one of the Tremor tusks that you had to get by shocking it first. Those tusks clipped underneath the ground so many times, and I came across a lot of issues with this where it was a very buggy game where I feel it didn't need to be. I know that sounds a bit convoluted and like, oh, what friggin' hell is he on about? But hear me out. It could have been. I don't know. It just feels like the bugs that are in this game. It's like, I don't know. They shouldn't have been there in general. It's like stuff like there's you might see the gameplay here where I'm there's a bit of gameplay where I'm trying to farm pelican feathers, and it's just them spawning on a beach, but they wouldn't spawn properly, and either they were getting stuck in the sand or something. I don't know if that's because the entire, the process of the open world and it rendering, I don't know. I mean, we're in the next gen. I was hoping stuff like this, wasn't a problem, but I encountered it, so it staggered my experience somewhat in certain departments. Um, but other than the buggy glitches, which, let's be honest, we are going to get in games like this. I do realise that as a gamer. Obviously, we've played games like Oblivion, Skyrim, Far Cry, just cause, you know, these massive open worlds, you are going to get glitches, you are going to get bugs, they're just so big, and I mean, it didn't totally spoil my gameplay, but it definitely stopped it being a 10 for me. But gameplay and combat aside, just for one moment, let's talk very, very quickly about the visuals. This game is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, I've got some absolutely stunning photography shots from this that I'm even having planning one of them printed out onto a canvas and having up somewhere. I mean, that's not me being meat-headed with how good I am at a camera. I just thought it took me forever to get this one shot. And I'm actually, at the end of this video, I'm going to put I'll put a few of them up for you just so you can see what I took. But the visuals and the graphics in this are just drop dead gorgeous. I mean, visually, it was just stunning. I think in one of the clips, I think I'm on top of a tall neck coming out of the cauldron. Didn't realise that was going to happen, and all of a sudden you're on top of this mountain. It's just, it's awe-inspiring, absolutely brilliant, and the music accompanying that was fantastic. But just, yeah, I just wanted to get the visuals in there. But yeah, switching quickly back to gameplay, I just wanted to mention as well the platforming mechanics in this. Now, again, very snappy, just like the combat. However, I will say there were a couple of points where I was like, Aloy didn't jump on to the things I wanted her to jump on. And let's just talk about Aloy for a moment. All right, so I get really annoyed because I always thought it was pronounced alloy. Do you know, like alloy wheel? So I spent most of the game calling her Alloy. Okay, just because I didn't read the frigging name properly on the prompt. It was only until one of the NPCs said Aloy, I was like, oh, she's called Aloy. Oh, fair enough. So there's me. So I'm still gonna call her Alloy Wheel. She's my Alloy Wheel. Okay, an Alloy Wheel she's a fierce warrior. Alloy Wheel and the Feral Pigeon. I will say the Feral Pigeon just because the mount that you get later on in the game, the bird that you get, I think it's called a Sunwing. That was one of the coolest ways to travel in a video game ever. Like on the back of this mechanical dinosaur, it was just absolutely fantastic. I nicknamed mine Feral after the Feral Pigeon because there's so many of the damn things in the game. Just didn't like in real life. There's a fuck ton of pigeons everywhere. But yeah, the Feral Pigeon and Alloy Wheel had many adventures during my time during Forbidden West. One of the best bits I ever had, actually. There should be some gameplay for you of all of a sudden coming across a Tremor Tusk and a Thunderjaw. Now, this disc came straight after my hunting debacle with the Tremor Tusk, so I was totally overriding the Thunderjaw, and he's fighting to get those two to fight, and me hopping on Mr. Feral and flying around and watching those two battle was that was a treat. That really was a treat after that hour of hurt. So yeah, I've spoken about the gameplay, I've spoken about combat, so I ain't touched on story because I didn't touch on the story. I didn't care less. I skipped everything. But let's talk about my PlayStation trophy journey here. I did get the platinum. I knew I would get the platinum. It's just one of those games where I'm like, I don't care how long it takes or whatever it's doing, I'm getting the platinum for this one. Definitely a Marvel Spider-Man situation here. It was just like, there's no way I'm not letting this go. The game is just too damn gorgeous so at some point, it's one of very few games where I've just stood and stopped what I was doing, whatever I was doing, crafting or, getting materials or hunting, and just stopped and looked at the world, and it's just, it's breathtaking. And that's probably why it took me a little bit longer to get the trophies. But I think I took around 20 hours, 25 hours, I think, to get the platinum, which on average, I think it's above average. I think most people are taking about 25 to 30 hours. Mistake me if I'm wrong, I'm not saying I'm better than you. It takes however long it takes to get them. It doesn't matter. As long as you get them at the end and you're enjoying the game, you're enjoying the game. That's all that matters. But yeah, it took me about 25 hours, 25 hours to get the platinum. Really straightforward trophies, to be honest. Like I said, a couple of ones that are only bugged out for me just because the game bugged out. But I was actually 46. What was I? Skill 46, I think I was. Level 46, sorry. So I was a few levels short of level 50. So that gave me the opportunity to farm some XP, which I took the opportunity to fight some Thunderjaws, which was highly enjoyable. So it only took about an hour after finishing the main campaign. So games like this, what I like doing, I especially like doing everything before the last mission. So I'll work up my way all the way up to the last mission, not do the last mission, sorry, then go back and basically do everything else. So I'll do all my trophies, do all my trophies, do my cleanup, do what I want, build myself up, get as max level as I want, get the best gear I can, just to make that last mission enjoyable. Basically, we'll say the last mission I didn't enjoy. I thought it was a shit last mission, to be honest. But again, you could say that's because you didn't watch the story because you're an idiot. But I'm like, I'm not fussed. I found the world more than made up for the story or what I wanted to get out of the story. So there we go. So the platinum pinged once I reached that. But I had a really fun time with this one. I am actually gutted because I made a video about a week ago complaining that this game was 70 quid. I mean, in the video I did explain I didn't pay 70 quid. But for the love of God, can we just get together? I did not know you could buy the PS4 version and get a free PS5 upgrade. Now, I've already got rid of my copy of Horizon. I mean, I got rid of it this morning. I think I got 45 quid back from what I paid out of 55. So technically the game only cost me a tenner. That I got 45 quid of my money back, which was pretty good. But still, 70 quid for a game is ridiculous. And if I knew it had been on PS4, I'd have probably gone on PS4 and done the upgrade. I definitely wouldn't have played it first on PS4, even though there could have been a free platinum there for me. I'm not a big fan of buying the PlayStation 4 game for a PS5, but completing on PS4, just, forgetting the platinum. Now, you could say I'm a bit of a hypocrite, because if you look at my trophies, there are the odd games. I mean, they are the 80p platinums, where I have done that, but that's because they're 80p, and they literally take a minute to do, not the best part of a full day of your life, to do them. And I haven't gone out my way to purchase a PS5 on release day and pay a ridiculous sum of money, which is a video all in itself. I think I'll discuss that at one point with you lot. How I got my PS5 on launch day is a story in itself. But I'm not buying something like that or waiting for something like that and going out and buying a PS4 game for it. If I'm going out, I've paid for the privilege to have the PS5 version, and I think stacked up against each other, I mean, I've got the max amount of screen I can out of it. I've run it at 4K on my TV, HDR running. The game looks amazing on it on my nice big TV. I'm not going to run my a PlayStation 4 version on it. I mean, the textures look a bit rough on that, but I'm not. I mean, what's going on? I was stumped. I couldn't believe it. I just could not believe I paid that much for it. It's out there for that much. But hey ho, it is what it is. It's the climate that we're in. So that's platinum number 97 we're at now. So I'm really looking at my games. Everyone is playing Elden Ring at the moment. Unfortunately, I'm not that type of gamer. It's not that I can't do it, or it's not that someone says to me, get good, or all that rubbish, or all that shit. I am an impatient bloke. I cannot be arsed with a learning curve with things like that. I just have not got the patience for it. Okay, I love the games. They look amazing. I love the way they play. I mean, I have tried them before. That's why I'm saying I like the way they play. I just have not got the patience to learn the difficulty curve I just want to go in all guns blazing. So it's not the type of game for me, unfortunately. But everyone else is enjoying it, so I'm glad you're enjoying it. But at the moment, Horizon, in the ranking of Horizon for one of the best games so far, for PS5 users, definitely. I'd say it's up there. I'd say it's better than Ratchet and Clank. That'd probably knock Ratchet and Clank off. I don't think it'd knock off Spider-Man. Bit of a cheat, because I am classing that as the remaster, including Miles Morales. I know Miles Morales also came out on PS4, but you know, nothing's going to beat Spider-Man. It's just those games are just too good. Insomniac absolutely knocked it out of the park. However, Forbidden West really comes up. It just comes short of it. All right, but I hope you enjoy. I hope you're all enjoying Forbidden West. Those who have it, those who haven't got it, and I mean, I don't know if you're waiting for Christmas or your energy bills to come through in April, or your tax rebates come through in April. April's going to be a great month. It's either going to be a really good month or it's going to be a really bad month. Let's see what happens, you know. But please pick it up. I can't talk highly enough of it. My go out of it was I'm just going to enjoy it for what it is, and that's a massive open world with mechanical dinosaurs with guns. So that was cool enough for me. So there you go, guys. So go enjoy Horizon, go enjoy Elden Ring, go enjoy whatever else you're playing, and I'll see you again soon.